Hey everybody, so today we're going to be putting in a French drain. I recently installed a pool in my backyard and I just want to have a French drain put in to protect it because the backyard's a little bit of a hill and the rainwater sometimes kind of goes down the hill and towards the pool, and we did quite a bit of dirt work there, and I don't want to have to worry about it getting washed out or anything like that. So I want to just divert the water before it gets to my pool to save all the work that we've put in thus far. So let's go. Degressa. Dog's making a hole. I should have put her to work in my trench over here.
Yeah, you can get over that.
Kids are swimming while I'm out here slaving away. Such is the life of a father. Anyway, so working on my trench, just digging it out. If I had a pickaxe, it'd be going better, but all I've got is a dig bar, so I'll make use of the tools that I have. And basically all you have to do is make sure that you have a nice pitch. So that has to be higher than that end over there. So I'm just working, plugging away, digging it out. And one thing that you're really gonna need is a long level like this. So you just set it down like so. That's about where my pipe's gonna start. And you'll see up here, this is where the rainwater comes down and just drops off right in here. So I built the ground up a little bit right here and just built a little bit of a berm. So there's no way any water can come down and pass this. It'll all come right down here, and then it'll come into this trench, which is gonna be full of gravel in a PVC, perforated PVC tube. And then what you want is for that bubble to be almost entirely past that line. So I'm gonna add a little bit of sand right up there to get that end a little bit higher. Rather than dig it out, it's always best if you can add some material. So I'll throw some sand there, and then this one will be just about perfect. And I'm working on the next length. So all you do after that is just take your level and slide it right on down like so. And you see this one here it's just about level. So I've got more work to do in digging that end out, and then I'll have one more length to go at least. Okay, so I've got my trench dug, and it's gonna be about 3 lengths of pipe. I'm going about 30 feet here all along the side of the pool. So you'll notice that way down here, I've got the bubble just about entirely past the line. That's where you want it for each length. So I'll just grab this and move it up. I try to get the trench as smooth as possible too, because you really don't want to have any lumps in it. That bubble's perfect, totally beyond the line. We'll try another length here. And so this is the 3rd length. And you see that it's again up at the top of the line. Not completely, but if I just move it over, I can get it perfect. And then one more. And you can feel as you're walking down, that's totally above the line. You can feel that you're walking uphill. So that's kind of what you want. Nice clean trench. And now I'm just gonna line it with fabric, landscaping fabric. And I'm gonna put my pipe in it. And then I'm gonna pour some stone. And then I'll lift the pipe up just a little and let some of the stone come underneath the bottom of it. And then I'll cover it all. Landscape fabric is laid all through the trench. I'm gonna put my pipe in and fill it with stone. You can just take some of these landscaping fabric pins and a hammer and just use them to tack your landscaping fabric down. And it just helps to keep it in place when you go to put your gravel in. So there you see, it's been raining for a little while now, pretty hard too. I'm ready to backfill, I just can't do it in this rain. So it's let up now, I'll probably start in a minute. But yeah, water drains right out. I'm about ready to backfill. And as you can see, I'm getting rained on. This is really turning into a fun day. But as you can see, I got that bubble right where I want it on my first pipe. I'll come right down here, check the second. And let's see. Again, right where I want it. And then the third one, it's not quite as good as the others, but it's good enough. And it'll get me right out there, draining towards the end of my backyard. When you stand right here and just look, you can see that the pipe is going downhill. So I don't expect any problems. I'm gonna tape these couplings up with duct tape, just really to hold them in place while I fill it in with stone. I'm gonna start backfilling. And if you need to cut your pipe at all, I couldn't find any of the couplings I needed at Lowe's. So I just got my multi-tool. That's a really handy tool. And it's got different types of attachments. It's just a metal and wood blade. It's actually broken, but it still works. And I used it to cut the bevel end off the pipe. And I just used the standard coupling and tied them together. This rain's making everything muddy, slippery. I got this stone because it's really cheap. The trouble with it is that it's really small and it will go through these holes in the pipe. So I've got to be kind of careful when I dump it in, when I dump it, it doesn't all go through those holes. I'll probably have to remove the end cap and flush it out when I'm done, but that'll be fine. And really all I'm using it for is to put underneath the pipe, just to save money. This stuff is about half the price of the regular crushed stone or gravel that I'll use on top of it. So I'm just gonna spread it out, and I'm gonna kind of lift my pipe up a little bit and just let it get underneath the pipe. And this stuff was about $40 for a huge bag of it that they sell in the lumber section at Lowe's. And I'll just fill the bottom of my trench and save a little bit of money this way. Get my pipe nice and level, spread it all by hand. And once I've got it all about like this, I'll go back and get a truckload of crushed stone and put it all on top and make it look nice. So these are the bags of gravel that they sell at Lowe's. That bag is 40 bucks. And I imagine it'll do the whole trench. Just get a little ground cover underneath the pipe on top of that landscaping fabric. And it's a pretty heavy load. I got a short bed, but it takes up a good portion of the bed and really kind of weighs it down. So I finally got a load of this is here, half a yard is all I can fit in my truck. I got a yard, and I might even need a little bit more. I'll have to go back up there for the rest of it. But this is just some stone, landscaping stone that I got from Lowe's. It's big enough so that it won't go in the holes in the PVC pipe. And I'm just gonna spread this. I'm running out of daylight. This project is taking a little longer than I expected it to, but we'll get it done. Careful, you're gonna wind up shoveling your own foot. Oh my goodness, this kid's gonna cause an accident. You really should have shoes on. Why don't you have shoes?
What?
Why don't you have shoes on?
Because I'm a man.
I realized that a lot of the water that was going under my deck was coming from that downspout right there. So I just connected a flexible plastic tube to the downspout, dug another trench, and buried it with some crushed stone. And it feeds right over here, and you see it dumps and pours right down this hill and goes right into my French drain. And man, it's working like a charm. There's the pool. Next year, this will be covered by a deck. Here we are at the bottom of the French drain, and you see the water just pouring right out of there. There you have it, folks. My French drain took a little while. It was a lot of work. It turned out being a lot more than I thought. But here we are months later now, and there's no water washing out my pool. Oh yeah.